Good morning, folks. Welcome to Wednesday. I'm actually doing my Moran moment this morning from the church. I've been doing most of them at home. It's good to be sit in my church office for a little while this morning. Those of you who know me know that I'm a huge sports fan, and one of the things that I tend to look for when I'm watching a football game or a baseball game or something like that is when somebody really screws up. Makes an error in the field that costs his team a run, or particularly when a kicker misses a field goal, or maybe somebody fumbles and comes to the sidelines. I always like to watch if the camera's on him to see who it is and how many people there are, teammates, who come to pat the guy on the back or give him a little consolation, it's okay, whatever they say, or how many times maybe they just leave him alone to suffer. And I always feel pretty good if I notice that somebody is being kind. When somebody screws up and it hurts them, it hurts their team, hurts the score. I got to admit, it's been tough for me to come up with something to say this morning because after a bunch of weeks of this coronavirus and then the situation our country's in right now, it's a little bit difficult to think of some positive things to say. So I just want us to pause for a minute, and when we watch the news and we see some of the stuff that's going on in our country, regardless of how you feel about the motivation of anyone involved, to look for acts of kindness. I've seen policemen kneel to pray with protesters. I noticed somebody last night on the news as the police were pushing people back to try to get them in a position they wanted them, and somebody fell. Another protester came running back to help pick this person up. Little things like that may seem insignificant, but these acts of kindness that we can do for one another might be one way that we can make ourselves feel a little bit better about our world, about our country in particular. It's a tough time, and I can do so little to impact what's going on in our country. But I can do a lot of little things to people around me to try to make that portion of my world a little bit better. So I encourage everybody today to pull yourself away from the news a little bit. And trust me, I've been on television an awful lot lately watching some of the stuff going on. Find an intentional act of kindness you can do for someone. And after you do that, I think it would be great to say, I intentionally want to do something nice for somebody, and I chose you, and I ask if you now will repeat that act of kindness for someone else. Let's start, instead of sharing the bad news about the situation our country's in, the tough news, start sharing some acts of kindness and asking folks to pay that forward, to pass it on. Let's remember how fortunate we are to be in a country where so much good happens so much of the time, to be in a world where we have a God that cares for us and we know He's overlooking everything that's happening, although a lot of it is negative. And let's reach out to other people. I'm going to, this afternoon, figure out something intentional to do for somebody, do something special, something kind, and ask that person then to do something for somebody else. Let's spread the kindness. Let's spread God's love in a time when we see so little of it. You folks have a great rest of your week. I miss you. Hope to see you soon. Stay safe.